we're now jumping into world news here. The immigration crisis. Herc, you went ahead and sent this over for our world news segment. This gentleman, his flight was delayed in Chicago, right?
Yes.
So this is located here in Chicago, where they're holding illegals at an airport.
The flight got canceled in Chicago. I was actually flying home to see my girls, so I got to stay here a night. So I figure what better thing to do than come and show you what's happening, give you an update. And surprise, surprise, it's worse. There's more people here than there were before. That entire curtain all the way back for 100 yards is full, and they're actually coming out to here as well. And every single day, more and more and more busloads. And there are hundreds of locations around the area here that are full. Every single day, they're getting more full. The weather's getting worse, and there's no end in sight because the Democrats are inviting more of this. What's up, bro? My boy again.
Hey,
Who said?
you get this guy away from here. This is the first guy who put me on the film the first time.
Yep, I put you on the film because he said my mom should swallow me. And you get to be on film because you're in public. Venezuela, they've actually, so this whole thing, this whole black curtain, full of illegals all the way down. The entire bus terminal is taken over. Who said no pictures? You're in America.
Huh.
This whole bus terminal has been taken over by illegals because they've been invited in by Joe Biden. But now they don't even have room behind here. They have hundreds behind this black curtain. Now they're having to put the beds out here so that American citizens can't even sit out here anymore. You got more beds coming here. So American citizens are standing out in the freezing cold out here because they don't want to come in here. And on February 2nd, this entire thing is getting taken over where media is not going to be able to come in. Citizens aren't going to be able to come in. It's only illegal aliens that are going to be allowed to be in here. This is Joe Biden's America. This is the Democrats' America. Please stay away from curtain. Please stay away. Don't touch. Private. It's private here, guys. Private here. So if I go in there, I'm breaking the law. But if you come in illegally into our country, that's fine. Venezuela.
Venezuela no good. Más Nicolás Maduro.
Sí.
No good.
No good.
Nicolás Maduro no good. Hace 9 años en Venezuela era militar.
Okay, militar.
Sí.
Wow. Military from Venezuela.
Así.
There he is.
That's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could kind of see through the sheet.
Hundreds. It's
There's
hundreds.
a lot of people in there. For the most part, I just think that, you can't cross over any border in any other country but ours.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, it's a lot of military-age men coming from other countries, and that's concerning.
Yeah.
But I know people want to have a better life, and America's the land of golden opportunity. But I think there has to be just a legal and a fair way to get here. Just can't handle it.
I know we
our
can't
country
handle it.
Can't handle that many. I don't want to say freeloaders, but that many people getting things for free and not putting in the work and doing their part.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
hopefully they, I don't know. We'll see how it all works out in the next administration. So.
Yeah. Any preference on who wins?
No, I don't really talk politics, but I'd say I'm a little bit of a moderate.
Yeah.
Go both ways on different subjects, but I do know one important thing is we've got to tighten our borders. I don't want to say shut them, but we've got to tighten them.
Yeah. Get control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, God bless you.
It's flooding in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I appreciate you taking the time. You too. So you can't really see back there, but all of those, there's just cot after cot after cot. This entire thing, all the way down. All cots.
Jesus Christ.
And the NGOs that are running them. Just love these. I love the number of signs. Stay away from the curtains. Look at this. Look at the amount of signs. It'd be nice if we had that on our border.
Wow. Yeah.
It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy, guys.
Herc, was there a lot left to that video?
No, that's pretty much it, man. That's the sum of it. I mean, you can get the gist of it by watching what you just seen there. And I mean, if you're an American, and I understand people wanting greater opportunities, but there's a process, and you can't, dude. You're checking people at TSA coming through the airport. You're having to show your ID, your passport. But then if you just go to the border, you can walk right across. What sense does that make, man? It makes no sense. You got to show your ID to get into certain places, hotels. You need your ID to check into places, but you can be a migrant and an illegal and just do it. It doesn't matter. And you get a debit card, and you get free hotel, three meals a day. I mean, dude, what the hell, man?
This reminds me of a horror movie. That many bodies. The way our government works and the way that the globalists move, they're not just going to pack up bodies like sardines like this and not have a plan for what they're doing. There has to be some sort of motive. Where are all these bodies ending up? What are they going to be doing with them? Are they using them to vote? Are they using them to destabilize the country? Like, what did they just say? A lot of those men are from the military. And where do a lot of people come up? PTSD, problems, issues. Those are all military trained men. What are they going to be using these people for, Herc?
Well, I mean, military trained, access to guns in America. You got in Chicago, they're talking about giving these people ability to be police officers. Dude,
did you see that?
Dude, that's crazy, man. I mean, if you're a Chicago street dude and you see this type of shit, man, you need to get one of your square homeboys into politics. You guys need to step your game up, man. That shit is crazy, man. I mean, I'm out here in Arizona, and God bless, man, these people out here can carry firearms, and it's a little bit of different vibe out here. But that shit right there, and I mean, even the Arizona border, I mean, the illegals coming across with the fentanyl and the drugs and just the different people they're catching. They just caught a guy down there who was a terrorist, known on the terrorist watch list. I mean, like you said, these are military, able-bodied men, and they said Chicago is allocating $100 million of COVID money to take care of these people. Why? Well, you can't even take care of the people here. You shut down communities, you shut down schools. You don't have funding for trade programs to help the American citizen, but you're gonna house and feed all these people. It makes no sense, man.
Let me ask you this, Herc. At what point do we start hearing from the Democrats? When do we get a Democrat on here next to us and say, what is this? You wanted to let all these immigrants in? We realize now that a lot of them are militarized. We have no idea what their intentions are. Is this why you wanted open borders? And just sit them there and make them answer for this. Make these people answer to the Americans, to our country, to the people that, I mean, when Biden was voted into office, myself and people that I knew, we talked to people that voted for him and we said, hey, do you know what he's going to do to this country? Do you know what's going to happen to our country? If we open the border this way, if we don't get stricter on the border, how is it worse than I imagined this quickly? It's like they just open the hose, man. Just make America as bad as we can. We might only get 4 years. We only got 4 years to ruin the country. Let's do it as quick as we can.
Yeah. It's an all-out push right now, man. I said it before. These are paid mercenaries. These people are paid to come here and destroy the fabric of this country. They've gotten rid of religion in the school. They got rid of any sense of patriotism. They want open borders, and they don't care because all the rich people live in gated communities. They think they're immune from the violence, the crime. Their kids go to private schools. They don't have to worry about their kids being around. They think that they can protect themselves. But this shit right here, man, it's got to stop.
It's going to affect everybody. Yeah. And why they want to, why they want to let these illegals become police citizens or police officers and stuff. Why they want to let illegals become police officers is because they know the police force, the American military, they're going to stand for their country, and they can't force a bunch of Americans to take guns from other Americans. They're going to stand up for their people eventually. But if they get a bunch of illegals who are all screwed up that are used to third world countries and give them power and feed and clothe them to take down.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, man. You talking about illegals with access to firearms, and they're policing now, talking about you got to do this and do that. Whoa,
And they're
bro.
used to third world control where they'll put your face on a curb and stomp your head. They'll decapitate you. They're used to this kind of stuff.
It's going to get really in those liberal states, man, those liberal cities, man, you guys better get ready for it. It's going to be going down.
And I'm telling you this right now. Where have we seen the most violence, the most brutal fatalities, the most out of control chaos and anarchy? It's been in Democrat-run cities and states. Do you remember when they took an entire neighborhood over and they refused to send the police in and they just let everybody fend for themselves and they made it their own little country?
Was that in Minnesota?
It was like Oregon or Washington or one of them.
They had it in Portland. I forgot what
it was. Portland.
Yeah,
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
And basically, they just pulled the police out. And imagine living in a house and your neighborhood has turned into its own country and it's being ran by all these rioters and fake activists. And now there's homicides happening and they won't send the police in to help you. You're calling the police because your entire neighborhood is anarchy. And all they say is, you better get out of there. And then Trump had to send the National Guard in. That's what's going to happen. They are bringing these militarized third world country people in and they're going to cause anarchy and chaos. And it's going to be like the purge, dude.
Well, yeah. And because those people who are military age, they're going to fight back to not want to get deported. So you're going to have them trying to fight to stay here, and you're going to have, like you said, and that's what to me, that's what the big plan is, because they can't see an American at the end of the day standing up against another American. But if they can get these illegals to stand up to execute their agenda, then you have a civil war.
Exactly. And now you got Americans literally fighting outsiders.
Yep.
It's not American on American civil war.
Yep.
And you know what's so stupid about this, Herc, is that they're still trying to keep us on the racial divide. We have a segment called Do You See Color? Because it's so bad. They're trying to push this racial stuff on us when all of us are going to have to be fighting for each other when all these third world country police officers are trying to destroy us.
Yeah. We're going to be on the same team. I tell you
we're
right
all going to
now,
be on the same team, man.
Dude, I don't care if you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, you American. Hey, I'm gonna ride with you.
That's it. I'm gonna hear your accent, or I'm gonna see the way you talk, or I'm gonna see your pride in our country. I'm not gonna see any color, and that's it. And we're gonna take up arms together, and we're gonna ride for each other, man. You better. You know what I mean? Americans on Americans, bro. That's it. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Hey, this election is going to let us know if it's gonna let me know if I need to grab my kids and get the hell out of America in the next 5 to 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
If we don't win this election, I don't know what happens, man. You know, Herc, I don't know what happens if we get another 4 years of Biden or something. Could you imagine, bro?
I can't imagine it, man. Not with the direction right now and how they've crushed this country in the last 4 years, man. I mean, this is out of control. I mean, and right now, Texas is continuing to put up barbed wire, and I believe Florida, South Dakota, and there's a couple other states are all standing by Texas. You're talking about, in each state, for people who don't know, is its own nation. So technically, Texas is its own nation, country. Florida is its own country, its own nation. And if these states, these nations decide that they want to separate from the federal government,
they can. From
the United States of America, they can. That could be another thing coming up.
That's what I was about to ask you. Do you think, once you brought that up, do you think that Texas and Florida, they're kind of going to, so America is kind of going to get smaller and grouped together, and the Americans are going to be safe over here while the liberal, far left craziness, anarchy is going to happen around the other parts of the nation, right?
It's almost like when you look at United States, you can look at the EU, the European Union. You have, Germany, you have France, you have, all the smaller, whatever other countries over there, Sweden, Finland. Now, when you talk about United States, it's no different than saying, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah. Now, these states that don't agree with the policies of the federal government, they have within their constitution the right to vote to cede. And if they decide to start breaking off, like you said, you're going to see liberal states and you're going to see more conservative states, and you're going to see, like you said, and the only difference is that without, you just don't get federal funding. You don't get federal funding. Right. You're not subject to federal laws. Therefore, you're governed by the laws of your state. And that's going to be a big thing, man. I see coming up with the way people are fed up. A lot of people, they're quiet. They don't know how to speak out, but they are very fearful of what's going on, and they don't agree with what's going on right now with the government.
Well, let me ask you this. If that happens and states separate from federal, we are no longer capable of defending ourselves. We are no longer the number one stronghold. We are not going to be able to defend because the federal is all the nuclear bombs, all the stuff that keeps other countries from attacking us. It's really going to be gone. The states don't have access to federal military.
No, but you have a commander in chief, and the commander in chief still has access. But what would happen is,
but if it's a liberal president, is he going to back us? He's not going to back those.
Well, at that point, you don't know if you would have an actual coup. They've had coups in other countries where you have, they have which is the head of the military, and they come over and they basically, take power, man, and it changes. There could be a shift in power, and it doesn't have to be something where a single bullet is fired. It could be something very stealth, and who knows what's going on behind closed doors. I mean, we're conversating here, but behind closed doors, I'm sure there are people who are favoring this, who would love to see the collapse so they can come in here and take resources. It's all about resources, man. America has more resources than we care to talk about, whether it be oil, whether it be lithium, whether it be gold, copper. There's a lot of resources, oil in this country. And they, right now, because of different policies, aren't mining these resources, and we're paying other countries for their resources. So I believe it's a bigger play at hand. And this whole immigration thing is only the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, and this is why we have such a problem when we say Biden's family has been caught accepting financial payments from China, from the Ukraine, and then you see us, giving Ukraine all this money because his son was on the energy board. Like, why is that such a big deal? Because he's not here for America. He doesn't care about America. We are we're pimping our country out. With our tax, they're using our tax dollars, our resources. They don't care about us. And they're literally doing it to our face. How do you accept payment from China?
Because you've been compromised.
We've been compromised. We literally have treasonous leaders doing it to our face, and nothing is happening. And they're talking about letting them run again. I don't know.